What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jeremy Wormy. I'm coming at you with a new video, and it's The Last of Us Episode 4 review. Got some thoughts, got some feelings, got some emotion. Didn't hate it, actually. Wasn't my favorite TV episode ever. It was a whole lot better than the past two episodes we've gotten. I have some criticisms. I have some points of where's the infected throughout this entire episode, and it just doesn't make sense. So we'll get into all that. Do have to point something out. Our big bad for this episode is obviously feminism, and it's a big, strong, angry woman. Oh, but the voice, the actor for Tommy in the games is here, and he does everything the woman wants, so he's a bad guy now. Honestly, though, I didn't hate this episode. I actually kind of like some of the Joel and Ellie moments. I still am not a huge fan of Pedro Pascal, or I can never remember the actress that plays Ellie's name off the top of my head. It's escaping me right now. I'm not a huge fan of her, but they had moments that I actually really liked. Dialogue was but why don't we get into it, shall we? So we open up on one of my critique moments. Ellie is in a random bathroom, in a random gas station, playing around with a gun. And yes, she is still weird. She doesn't know how to use the gun. She dry fires it, inspects every little ounce of this gun, is kind of like getting off on it. And there's this weird moment where she, after dry firing, if I can get the shot just right, she sniffs the gun. Yeah, she's still a little psycho, even though she grows on me a little bit in this episode. And Joel, their relationship it starts working on the relationship. That's been one of my biggest criticism, is I'm not seeing the Joel and Ellie dynamic grow. I'm not seeing that. I gotta see it here. I gotta see them grow. It feels forced. It feels pushed too hard, but I can still see it. She leaves the bathroom, goes out to find Joel, who is siphoning gas from a car, having to do it because they need to get gas every couple hours because of old gas breaking down. She then pulls out. They have a bitter banter back and forth. She tries to leave. Joel says don't go anywhere, so she pulls out a book of jokes and starts saying some very cringe puns. And they're annoying Joel at first, and he's like, oh, you know when you hear a bad dad joke, you're like, quit it. No, stop. And, it goes on, and then they leave. They start driving around. Ellie reaches into the back of the two seats, because she's now sitting in the back, pulls out a decent cassette, starts listening to it, and then she, we get a shot moment from the game. She finds some of Bill and Frank's, can't get the shot just right, Bill and Frank's goodies, the magazine, let's say the prawn magazine, and she inspects it. She's having fun. We get the little bitter banter of Joel saying throw it out, Ellie asking, well, why is it so sticky? Ooh, this is kind of nice, before she throws it out. The problem, though, with this scene comes in with the DLC and what this scene used to mean in the game. It meant that, hey, Ellie's actually attracted to dudes originally. Then the DLC came out, and Ellie was retroactively turned guy. So they kept the scene from the game, so I'll give them that credit, but moments like this just don't make sense. Her inspecting the bodies, her and looking at the members, doesn't make much sense for her to actually be that interested in it. But she is. We then get a bunch of very beautiful shots, I might say. before they decide to pull over for the night, set up camp, and eat some food. She gets to eat 20-year-old ravioli for the first time. She likes it. More bitter banter back and forth. And trying to think my words. She asks, because we're out in the middle of nowhere, can we start a fire? Joel tells her no. And he asks her, why do you think I'm saying no? She says, because of the infected. Joel says, no, we're in too much of a remote area. It's in case people find us. People can be worse than the infected. I like these dynamics. They unroll their sleeping bags for the night to go to bed. Some more. They're heading to bed. Ellie looks at her joke book, asks Joel a dumb joke, and I don't remember which joke this was. I remember the last one, and Joel, wipes it off, because even though he does get a grin, doesn't react to it. Ellie then asks her, are people really this bad compared to the infected? And Joel's like, they can be some of the worst things in the world. They can really hurt you. So go to sleep for the night. Gets up, notices that Joel gets up in the middle of the night to do some inspections. Goes back to sleep. Next morning, they wake up, and we get this cute little moment where she gets to learn about coffee, and she says it smells like death. Next day comes around. They're back in the truck. Joel's telling her, hey, where are we going? We need to go here. How long is it going to take? Because she's our navigator. She's giving him the information. And they're moving on. And then we get Tommy's backstory through Joel. Kind of like it. They changed it, but it is Tommy from the games. He wants to be a hero. After high school, he went straight into the military. He had to go to Desert Storm. Awful things happened there. Came back home. Joel took care of him. The infection began. They fled to Boston, where they met up with Sarah. No, not Sarah. Tess. God, why did I say Sarah? They met up with Tess. They did that for a long time before they met Marlene. Then Tommy joined the Fireflies, and that's been that. Now that the communication's down, Joel's going back in to save his brother, just like he did after the military. We then get this nice little moment where Joel says, hey, I know you woke up very early this morning, go to sleep. Ellie says, I'm not tired. And then we get, I do like this little thing. Right after she said she's not tired, she's passed out. I like it. But now they're coming up upon a dead end. Can't get any further throughout the tunnel. Even though that's the way they need to go. Joel gets out, inspects the tunnel. Takes note that, you can't get through. Gets back in the truck. Notices a different way around. So they're going to go within the city. Now, they changed the city from the game. It was supposed to be Pittsburgh. It was supposed to be random marauders throughout this game. Instead, it's something else. It's revolutionaries that they're fighting. So let's be real, that's what's going to happen here. So we get them going throughout the city. They're turned around because this is one of my points of contention. Ellie, second day in the truck, she's been your navigator. She gets them lost because she doesn't know how to read the map right. But you've been reading the map now for 2 days. How do you not know if you're going north or south? How have you not figured this out? It doesn't make sense. So there's a point of contention. It just doesn't add up very well. I get it. They say this is her second day, looking at a map, trying to figure it out. She hasn't been in a city. But you've been moving from Boston? Yeah, still Boston all the way here. So Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, Massachusetts to now Kansas City instead of Pittsburgh. Which Pittsburgh actually makes more sense timeline-wise. Kansas City doesn't, but let's not poke the holes. They're driving down. They're trying to figure stuff out. They see the QZ. Let me get a good shot. But the QZ is kind of bright and open. There's no Fedra. What's going on? We then run into they see a random stranger. If I can get the shot. In the middle of the street. saying, "Help, help, I need help." Joel, knowing what's going on, tells Ellie to quickly buckle up. They begin speeding towards the dude. Dude pulls out a gun, starts shooting. The dude starts showing that he's not in danger. Another dude from the top of a fire escape throws down a cinder block. I'm getting some bad shots. Hits them right there. They keep driving. They end up hitting I'm going to say a bed of nails. Can't think what it is, but it's one of those tire traps where if you drive over it, it pierces all your tires. They hit it. They get thrown into a laundromat where they're now pinned down by a bunch of shots by the guys shooting at them. Joel pulls out a rifle, informs Ellie of a little hole that's somewhere around here, and tells Ellie to tells Ellie, you need to go in there, get your butt in there, stay low and down so they will not hurt you. They are not going to hit you. I'm going to take care of this. I like that commanding moment. I like how he's forcing himself there. He gets Ellie in there. He begins shooting. He takes one of the guys down before heading further. He then heads further in. The other guy starts coming after them, and Ellie is there to watch and listen as it all goes down. She ends up hearing one of the gunfire. We see a dude fall down to the ground, and Joel comes out with a rifle. Ellie is then preparing to hop out before another dude comes in and begins fighting with Joel. Joel gets thrown on the ground, about to get the life sucked out of him, and again, Ellie quietly, and I do have some points of contention with this, just how it all goes down and kind of creepy like. And I highly disagree with what Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann said about this scene. Ellie honestly shouldn't be doing this. She's walking up very slowly and quietly to the dude. I would say get up there relatively fast. And also randomly shoots him. I don't know where. I think somewhere in the back she shoots him. He's now off Joel. He's now begging for his life. Ellie is coming to grips with, hey, I just shot this man. He's begging for his life in front of me. He's pleading, don't hurt him, don't hurt him. His mom's nearby. And Ellie's having a hard time with this. Like, she's struggling. Point of contention. We've been seeing Ellie not care about violence for a long time. She was giddy when Joel was beating up the guard. She didn't care during the second episode about all the random dead bodies. She carved up an infected. We also later find out that she's hurt innocent people before and harmed them very much. So it doesn't add up. But the scene, in this moment, it doesn't make sense. But at the same time, she's coming to grips with, hey, I just shot a man a lot. Now, in this moment, Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin said that Ellie becomes upset because Joel does not console her in this time of crisis, where she's coming to grips with, hey, I just hurt a man. I view it as Joel's quickly taking care of the mess, trying to finish it up so that they can be saved, so that no harm comes to her. I see this still as a dad having to do what a dad needs to do, or a guardian figure. Dude throws a knife onto the ground. Joel picks it up. Joel tells Ellie, get back into the hole, because he doesn't want her to see what he's about to do. And he, from the sounds, takes the knife and kills the dude. Pretty simple. Ellie is then, having to come with it. She's crying. She wipes away the tears because she doesn't want to show a moment of weakness. I get it. I like this episode, actually. I really do. Joel says, hey, door's blocked. Can you help me out? Ellie goes in and helps move the material around to get Joel in, and then they block the door back up. Joel tells her, asks her, hey, are you all right? She says, yes. Here's your flashlight. Let's go. Joel gets out. They get out of the building. They hide down as we see Trying to get the shot just right because some of the marauders, I guess you want to call them, the revolutionary guys, come by in trucks. They start noticing that, hey, they have bodies here. They have all the bodies that they need. They call the guy who they just brutalized. And Joel rushes over to the next building. They get inside. Halfway through the episode. This is a 2-part episode. I actually like this director too. I do like these episodes. I'm not going to lie. We are, though, going to get more towards the end. Big questions that I need answered. And I don't know if I will get answered. I haven't seen an infected within this city. Not one. Now there might be... They're teasing at something for the second episode, but so far they're going throughout the city and no infected. It gets more apparent like what's going on here in the next episode. Okay, so we get to the revolutionary area where we find, I guess, prison cells with our big bad boss lady interrogating a dude. And she's asking him to please give out the names of these particular individuals and what they did to help you. Or where they are, because I don't get it quite yet. The dude ratted people out when Fedra showed up. Now she's trying... I guess he then helped people. She's now taking his vengeance out on her, and she's trying to locate individuals. The dude is actually a doctor who helped deliver her when she was a baby. Quick question. This dude looks way too young to be that old. This is not a young lady here. This is late 30s, early 40s, maybe mid 40s woman here. This is not a woman that her doctor who delivered her should still be alive, if at all. Well, if he is, he's much older than this man. Well, she goes over to one of the posters on the wall because this is a jail cell. And she says, lawyer, medical attention, family visits, food, clothing. This is your rights within a federal prison. Fedra prison, essentially. And she asks, hey, do you think this is where my brother would have been beaten to death by Fedra? So she has contentions with Fedra. 100% understand. Just then, as she's, interrogating the dude, trying to get help, she pulls the gun on him. He pleads with her, like, I don't know anything. I don't know where these people are. I'm a doctor, for crying out loud. She then hears, hey, people are back. We have injured. She goes outside. We see the dead bodies. Point of contention. I'm going to say that for this episode. I like this episode. I got problems. This is the dude that Joel killed with a knife. That looks like a cut. That doesn't look like a stab wound. Where did Joel hit him? How did Joel kill this dude? This doesn't look like a brutal cutting that we heard. This looks like a cut. A simple cut. Like we heard tearing, or it doesn't make sense. I'm just pointing that out. Boss lady says, hey, can we help them? Is there a way to help them at all? Who did this? Random dudes. Well, no. Here's our Tommy from the game. She asks, who did this? They said, don't know. Doesn't look like Fedra guys. Probably mercs. Maybe Henry called them in. We have problems. She then asks, hey, can we save them? She gets told no. Even though she has a doctor. And another point of contention, because this happens randomly. She goes back into the jail cell, tells the dude to open it, and she just shoots the doctor. You had a doctor. You couldn't help these guys, yeah, but you had a doctor. You shot and killed your doctor. Why? Because he wasn't forthright? He's a doctor. He knows how to help people. Why randomly kill him? It doesn't add up. She goes back outside. She tells them, you need to find the people that did this. They're working for Henry. Find them all. Find all the supporters and kill them. And I agree with the way Craig Mazin said it, not Neil Druckmann. Because Neil says he's humanizing the villains. No, this is a psycho lady. I think I don't know why she's searching for Henry and Sam, who are characters from the game, but this is a psycho woman. But Craig Mazin said that throughout history, when you have revolutionaries take over from a oppressive government, sometimes the revolutionaries are even worse, if not the same. Well, the same, if not worse. And that's what this lady and her group are supposed to be. They're worse. And when she tells them to go out and find everybody, they do. They go door to door and start bashing in doors. Like, it is not pretty. We then go to a random, I think it's a bar, where we see Joel and Ellie hiding out, saying, hey, come nightfall, when everybody's gone, we're going to go to this big building, and that's where we're going to camp out for the night. We end up sitting down with Joel and Ellie. And Ellie points out to Joel that, hey, you know a lot of what's going on here. Like, you know their tactics, you know what they're doing. Why? And Joel says, hey, back when it was just Tommy, Tess, and I, and our little crew, we did similar things. You have to do what you need to do to survive. I don't like this next phrase, but it comes from Ellie. She says, did you kill innocent people? Joel doesn't respond. I think the answer is yes. There's a reason I don't like that. It kind of sets up for Big Abby Smash that, hey, this is a great character. Instead of being actually an action hero who is a good character who made maybe a few bad decisions here or there, questionable decisions that you're not okay, that you can question and everything, but ultimately you can debate with yourself if they're right or not. It sets up that Joel is more gray than anything else, has made bad decisions, and it's okay if Big Abby Pump comes in and smashes his head in. I don't like doing that. I like Joel saying, hey, I've made bad decisions. I'm trying to atone for them. I like that method more than he used to be a crappy dude. But he confesses to Ellie that, hey, I'm doing this for you. You know, they grow closer together. He asks, Ellie then confesses to him that she's hurt people before. Before hurting this person, she's hurt innocent people herself. Joel looks at her and says, you have? And she starts crying, and, Joel starts consoling her a little bit. Then Joel pulls out the gun that she took from Bill, and he shows her how to hold the gun properly so that nobody can disarm it from her. They're bonding. It still feels a little forced. He loads it for her. They're having a fun time, and there's a little quip. She tries to throw it in her back pocket. Joel says, don't put it in your pack, even though it's cocked. A trained eye would notice that the gun was cocked, and they're putting it in their bag. Why am I pointing that out? Well, that's dumb Hollywood things that they do a lot. They don't understand trigger discipline, even though they did in this episode a little bit. And they don't take note of, hey, we accidentally cocked this gun. Let's uncock it and make sure the safety's on. You're putting in your pack for emergencies. Well, do that, please. Just small little notes that I had an issue with. They go out for the day because now they're heading there. They're heading to the building that they're going to be staying in for the night. Cut back to a big boss lady. Big, mean boss lady. Because now she and Tommy have a lead on Henry and Sam. They're going to find them. They have a lead on where they are. So they go into this building, open it up, go all the way upstairs, and they come to this room where you have colorful drawings on the walls. Henry and Sam, and Henry and Slam are the two black kids from the game. They changed one of them up dramatically, I'll be honest. And they start looking around and they see that there's empty food on the ground, and Boss Lady tells Tommy, or his name's Perry in this, but it's Tommy because he plays Tommy in the games. They're out of food. Henry won't go too far. Do you have any other leads? And he says, yes, there's something else. They go downstairs to the basement now. They open up a room and they see a cave-in on the bottom that begins to pulse. The Boss Lady says, oh crap, what's going on here? We need to go, because it starts to randomly pulse and stuff. Take it this is something to do with the infected. Again, where are they infected throughout this whole city? Is this the only instance of maybe something big and bad going to be here? I don't know. They close up for the day. Perry, who's Tommy, says, hey, we need to tell people. And Boss Lady says, we will once we find Henry and get this all wrapped up. That's when we will tell everybody. Until then, we are not going to tell anybody. We're going to tell them after we're done. So she is flawed. Even though she's strong boss woman and everybody follows her and everybody respects her, and for some odd reason, she isn't perfect. She is flawed. And I got to hand it to her. She's single track mind. I still don't like her. She's an original character. Same with Perry, who's supposed to be Tommy. We then cut to Joel and Ellie breaking into a building to stay in for the night. And we come back to a consistent theme of, we're in a city. I get it. Fedra's no longer there. QZ's wide open. Where are the infected? Because they break into this building and no infected. No infected within The Last of Us, where you need to be very careful of what buildings you go into and what buildings you don't. There's not a single one. In the middle of a city. Where are they? Not there. Just happen not to be there. They say, hey, we're going to camp here for the night. They decide to start heading up some stairs. I think they say they go up 10 flights of stairs because, hey, Joel's getting tired. Ellie's perfectly fine, but they play into that. Old man's getting tired. Joel, as they get up there, Joel leans up against the wall, falls down because he's exhausted. Ellie comes up and says, come up. Come on, you lazy ass. They get up. They get into a room. Joel breaks in the glass to get into this room for the night. Ellie lays cushions down on the ground, and Joel begins to sprinkle glass all over the ground. I can get it. Ellie says, why are you doing that? Joel says, hey, this is so in case somebody sneaks up on us, I can hear them. Joel and Ellie lay down for the night to go to bed. Ellie can't sleep just yet, and she tells Joel a joke. And it was, I remember this one. Diarrhea is hereditary. Joel rolls over and says, what? And Ellie says, well, yeah, it runs in your genes. Dumb dad joke. I appreciated good dad joke. And that ends up cracking up Joel, and they have a chit chat and stuff. And, you know, they're talking, and Ellie says, hey, are you okay? They're back and forth. She ends up taking note of, hey, Joel, make sure, I hope you are able to hear the glass in case somebody comes up, because you can't hear on your right side. Is that because you got shot over there? And Joel says, no, it's probably because of all the time I've been shooting. But because of that, I'm going to sleep. I sleep on my left side, on my right side. That way he can hear everything, It makes sense. He lays down on his right side so he can hear with his left ear. Yeah. Having fun, cracking jokes. They like each other. Then we wake up and, Oh no, Joel's on his left side so that his right side's up, because he ends up getting woken up by Ellie having to say Joel twice, and we have Ellie held at gunpoint. Joel rolls over and is also held at gunpoint. Oh no! Because he rolled over in the middle of the night. Oh no! I get what they're saying. Of course, when you fall asleep, sometimes your body just rotates and stuff. I would believe Joel would have been trained long enough to sleep on his right side. That way his left side is always up. This is a man who's been trained. I don't believe that he would randomly, perfectly roll over to be on his right side in the middle of the night. I don't. But I guess he did. So, with that out of the way, we come to the end of this. We come to the end of the review. I pointed out my flaws. I had issues with this episode. I don't think it was perfect. I'm far from thinking it was a perfect episode. But I will say, compared to episode 1, compared to episode 2, compared to episode 3, I think this is a much better episode. Again, though, where are the infected? You're running around an entire city. You end up having moments at night running around a city. Where are the infected? Are they just gone? Did we forget where they were? Or what's going on there? What's going on with that underground wheezing? I get it. You're probably setting up some sort of infected moment there. Don't know if you're actually going to do that. But outside of that, again, where are they? This is a city. You've established that they live within a city. You've established the hive mind. You're walking all over the place. Where's the mycelium network? Ignored it in episode 4. Well, episode 3, where is it now? These points that I'm pointing out are issues with the overall story. Even though I like this episode, there's flaws. Dialogue's not great. A lot of fluff scenes because it is beautifully shot. That's not something up for debate. It's beautifully shot. Random lady who is a psychopath, and I get it. They said, hey, sometimes the revolutionaries are much worse than the actual regime. But at the same time, she randomly kills the doctor, who is a doctor. You can use him for other stuff. There's other ailments. It's not just, he's no use to me because we can't save these 3 bodies, so let's just kill him. No, there's other things you can do with him. But no, don't acknowledge that. All that being said, guys, honestly, better episode than episode 3, 2, and 1. I don't know how many times I can say that. But, all that being said, if you liked the video, leave a comment down below. Hit that thumbs up button. That thumbs up on YouTube. Plus, if you're on Rumble, hi guys, or whatever you have to press on Odyssey. Share it out with your friends. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.